And, you know, he used to book me in Atlanta, and then he was telling me all the time. He moved to London. His wife lives in London. They have a kid or whatever. But he's been there for like 3 years. He's been telling me for like 2 years to go out there. He was like, dude, you're like it out here. Like, I retell people jokes that you told me just in passing. It was like, they fucking love that shit. Like, you can come out here and just win. Like, the way you dress, the way you are, the way you talk, like, all that shit's gonna win big out here. So for like 2 years, he just kept telling me that over and over and over. And I was like, yeah, I'm just not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. And then my homegirl went out there and she did like some shows with him.
Yep.
And she was like, yeah, this is phenomenal. Like, I don't know how, but like, he's the shit in London.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you're not the shit in London. He kept telling me. So then I was doing a show in New York at the stand. I got off stage. A very famous comedian had hit my manager up and was like, yo, who's that guy? Like, you know, I want to work with him, sign a third. And then, like, I didn't really believe that. So then I had a meeting with him. One thing led to another. He told me, like, he's going to be in London during this particular time. Like, these are the times he's going to be in London. And before that, he was going to be in LA. So I'm like, yo, I'm going to be in London at those same times. Like, dude, I'll just be in London.
Right.
So then he was like, all right, well, if you're in London, then I'll see you in London. You can have these shows. So he booked me a bunch of shows at the Apollo Theater. And I hit my boy up and was like, yo, give me anything in London. And he was like, what? You really gonna come out here? And he just fucking one email after another. So like 40 shows.
Wow.
Yeah, he booked all the London shows. I got a residency at South Kensington Comedy Club in London. Got a residency at the Comedy Store. Got a residency at Comedy Cabin. So it's like 2 times a week I would just have to do those shows, automatic paid. And then for the rest of the time I was there, I was just running around doing spots. Just.
And how long were you there?
6 weeks.
That's awesome.
The worst part about it is I just never believed this dude. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, nigga, you not the nigga. Like, there's no nigga in London. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not that nigga in London. I don't even know if there's niggas in London, period. Like, fuck out of here. But, like, he was what he said he was. And then, you know, I was staying in a hotel that was like $175 a night, whatever like that. And I was making, like, just enough money to pay for the hotel and, like, to eat and, like, kind of shop.
Right.
So I'm like, bro, I'm about to, like, slide. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, in this residency, I'm about to go home. He's like, don't go home. Like, I got like a big fucking show for you this on 3rd. He kept telling me he knows the comedian, the famous comedian is Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
So he kept telling me like Dave Chappelle's gonna come. He's gonna do these shows on the 3rd. So he had him booked. Then he like told me he pushed it back. Like at me, the first time of you being shaky, I'm out. So
right.
He was like, oh, we're gonna do it next week. We're gonna like stay one more week. I'll put you up. You can stay at my crib. So I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go home. Like I'm good. So I just like flew home. And then like, you know, almost immediately after I flew home, he hit me up and he was like, yeah, like Chappelle came, we're doing the shows on the 3rd. And I was like, oh, it sucks.
And you didn't get on a plane and take your ass back to London?
Nah. I'm still kicking myself over that shit. But it's like, no one even know I was doing the Chappelle shit. So it's like, it just, you know.
Well, now they do.
Nah, nobody knows. Wait, this is recording right now?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. I didn't even know that. Shit.
So welcome to another episode of Unsexed with me, your girl Salago, and I would like to give a warm flavor saver welcome to my boy Dave.
That's some fucked up shit.
Say what's up.
That's some fucked up shit. I didn't even know we were recording. That's some Fed shit, honestly.
It's not Fed
but
shit.
It's like
welcome
not
to
Fed
my
shit because
set.
there's mad cameras and shit
yeah,
like
look,
that.
You
but
knew
at the same time,
I
thought that we were like, someone was gonna say, "Hey, now we're rolling," and then we were gonna be
no,
recording
because you get authentic conversation with people when we just kind of sit and we talk. To be honest, I really didn't know either. I just got kind of like a hand jimmy and was just okay, where we're going, and I didn't want to stop you. Like you were in the middle of a really good story.
Well,
I wanted to hear
I'm
it.
going back in February. There will be no Dave Chappelle, but you know, I feel like I could write my own ticket this time around.
Mr. Chappelle, if you should see this.
I hope not. I feel like I dodged the bullet, honestly, with the whole Chappelle shit because he's like in hot water in like the world.
But no.
Has a strong face for the man. I mean, even like comedians, they're kind of like, it's like a comedy civil war. Like some people are siding with him and some people are siding against him. Some people couldn't wait for him to be canceled. Some people, you know, think that this is the second coming of Christ. It's like, this is the guy. You know what I mean? I
personally feel like there's elements of comedy that you have to leave comedy alone. You know what I mean? If it's comedy, it's comedy. And I appreciated his response to the LGBTQ community. So there was he did. He had a response. Like a 5-minute John, right? And the essence of it was, I'm willing to sit down and have a conversation with you. only if you watch my stand-up from start to finish. You have to watch the entire show start to finish because so did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, so I thought, to be honest, I laughed a lot. I thought that there was a lot of truth and backing behind it, but I also feel that way about most comedy, is that there's always some truth to the jokes. And that's any comedy, whether somebody's laughing at you, making fun of you, whatever have you, there's always some element of truth to it. But I didn't really find his material offensive, and I 100% support the gay community, but I did appreciate a lot of what he was saying. And you're very, very quick to cancel people. Everything is all about cancel culture, and I'm just not with that. Like it's almost like you can't have freedom of speech anymore because you're going to offend somebody. Well, newsflash, especially with comedy, especially with black comedians, you're going to offend people. But I can't even just say just with black comedians, because you have white comedians. Have you ever seen what's his name, Iglesias? Dude, my guy, you know, he did the big fluffy thing. Yeah, where all he did, he was a big man who cracked fat jokes the entire time. Nobody canceled him. Oh, why? Because he could relate. Dave Chappelle went on there and talked about how he could relate to the LGBTQ gay community and what friends he had and how he sat down and he got educated. And then he cracked jokes about it. You know, you look back at Red Fox. Red Fox cracked so many jokes. You look at
that's a great reference.
Oh my goodness. George Carlin. George Carlin was a white man who cracked so many jokes, and it was harsh truth. And I think that right now, I think that the world has this rude awakening of this man who's saying, I'm not going to be touched. You're not going to touch what I do and the craft in which I have, you know, essentially built my whole life around. You're not going to touch that. This is comedy. This is what I do. And if you don't like it, then don't watch. But I don't get down with that whole cancel culture, you know, aspect of it, where it's, oh, well, fuck him. It's like, but no.
I feel like I'm a comedian first, so I just don't, like, it just has to be, like, funny. You know what I mean? And I just don't think this was, like, a good Dave Chappelle, like, funny special. I pray this dude never sees this. But yeah.
I mean, I feel like you can do that. That's your opinion. I was mostly
disappointed with the fact that it wasn't as, like, I can stand on, this is so funny, it doesn't matter what he said. I can stand on that easier than I can stand on, well, he has the right to say it and all stuff, because it's like, dude, you brought these people up for like 4 specials in a row. You know what I mean? So that's 4 albums in a row you've been talking about the LGBT community, and it's like, maybe just move on to a different joke. Like, for me, that's why I don't like Kevin Hart as much. It's like, I don't like jokes about his kids, you know what I mean? And if every special you're gonna talk about your kids, and then you've been talking about kids for 10 years, I feel like I raised these kids. I'm not gonna keep tuning into your special. Like, I'm gonna just watch something else.
Right.
That's how I felt with Chappelle shit. It wasn't even like what he said was necessarily inflammatory. To me, I was unaffected by it.
Right.
But I'm like, well, damn, I'm not even holding my stomach laughing. I feel like he's doing more apologizing and a more like kind of explaining why he made the jokes and why he's making the choices than entertaining. Like, Dave Chappelle's funniest jokes to me is like when he's talking about monkeys jerking him off and shit like that.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with identity or gender politics or anything of that nature. It's like, it's literally just funny. And I think that's where he should kind of like maybe get back to. But, you know, it's me, and I'm an upcoming comedian. I'm literally nobody, so I'm just sitting in the shadows.
Don't say that, though. But don't say that.
I'm taking my notes, and you know, he seems to be having a go at it, where he's doing kind of like explaining and shit. Anytime I see a comic doing that type of shit, I'm like, oh God, like, that's gonna open up the floodgates for us to have to explain jokes. That's worse than cancel culture to me, is like
a comedian who has to explain.
Yeah. And like, you know, your interpretation of the joke should just be that. Either you get it or you don't. It should really just end with either you laugh at it or you don't. I think that's where like comedy should.
Right. And I feel that. I do. Because there was explanations that were going on in that, without a doubt, which I think definitely gave a stage for attack. You know, it definitely set the stage to be attacked. You know what I mean? If you're explaining stuff, you're literally you're giving people pieces to pick at, versus just tell the joke, like you said, either you get it or you don't. I'm still going to watch some Dave Chappelle, to be honest with you. Like when Chappelle Show was on and that was like the thing, I might have watched like 2 episodes and was like, I just don't find this to be funny. But then like fast forward when it just came onto Netflix, within the past few years, I watched a couple episodes and I was like, this motherfucker's really funny. So I think that it was also just a change in personality.
Yeah. And he was so ahead of his time too. On top of that, like a lot of that stuff that he put up was so relevant. And today it's like, it's it's kind of weird how that shit is like so pervasive. I think Chappelle is probably one of those people where we're gonna look back at even the special on now. I'm like, oh, it's not that funny, and it's about transgender stuff. If cancel culture does continue to take the turn that it's taking, that's gonna be really funny in hindsight. Like all that shit he said, that's gonna be real. Like if cancel culture gets to the point where like you're not allowed to say shit, that's gonna be one of those albums where I pray that comedy goes back to where you're like sneaking downstairs in the basement to listen to this shit because it's too offensive to have out. And that's anyone I know that like talks about like comedy purists. They're talking about like Richard Pryor, those guys. You had to like sneak away to listen to it. There were that
because Richard Pryor was motherfucker everywhere he went. You know what I mean?
He's also talking about gay culture, and his mom was raised him in a whorehouse, so he saw a lot of sex.
Eddie Murphy, young. I just watched Eddie Murphy, one of his stand-ups the other day, and and then not even that, but then there was also other comedians. I think it might have been I don't want to say any names, but I was watching another predominant comedian. Can't think of who it was right now, but like, you can tell you how many times they dropped the word faggot. And now
Eddie Murphy's
back then
album,
this shit
the first
wasn't.
Track is called Faggots.
Yeah, but to me like that's still in production. You can still find that places, and it was very funny and humorous at the time. You know what I mean? People were laughing about HIV and AIDS back then, whereas today it's much more serious. But I also feel again like comedy is comedy, so you kind of have to let that be what it is. And if that's not your favorite comedian, then move on to somebody else.
I think comedy does have. It should be policed a little bit, but at least let the funny people have their say first in it. That's
right. But then it also boils down to, you know, whose rendition of funny are we talking about? Because you don't like people talking about kids, but for me, Bert Kreischer, he talks about his kids all the time. Fucking hilarious. Like I would love to meet his daughter Isla and just sit back and just watch the two of them engage.
Well, I mean, if Kevin Hart did not make as many jokes about his kids, like if him, on his like last two specials, he was like, I'm not going to talk about my kids. He wouldn't have said that shit about his son being gay. He wouldn't have got canceled. So that's what I'm saying. Is like sometimes people are just sick of hearing about your kids, and
new material.
They're gonna cancel you regardless.
Right.
I don't have any kids yet, so
I can't wait to see what they do with Boosie and Lil Nas X. Did you read about that today?
Nah. I just know that them motherfuckers been at war. He loves that kid though. Can we just go off?
No, he told him to kill himself today.
That's crazy.
Like he legit, and then like Lil Nas X, like his dad actually got involved in it. Like it turned into a real thing because it was so like. I guess Lil Nas X, he put up an IG story talking about how him and Boosie were doing a song together.
That's funny.
And I laughed because anybody who knows like the two of them in their battle knows like that's absolutely wouldn't be happening. So people are like, well, Boosie trolled him, even though apparently, or that Lil Nas X trolled Boosie, but Boosie had started it so long ago anyway that he might have gotten trolled a little bit, but he's been completely essentially unaffected by it. So then Boosie told him today, like, get the fuck out of here, go kill yourself, blah, blah, blah. Nas X, his dad shot back on Twitter about this. And they've just been kind of going back and forth and back and forth.
And their families are strange, right? He doesn't speak to his dad or his mom.
I don't know that part of the dynamic. I just know what I was reading in the Shade Room and TMZ and was like, oh shit. It's
pretty wild.
So I think it comes with the times though. People are, I think that there's a heightened sensitivity to anybody and everybody who's been discriminated against. And I completely understand that. But I think that people kind of need to dial back a little bit with the cancel culture. You know what I mean? If you're out here and you're raping men, women, children, that's a different story. You cancel the shit out of that. But if you're merely cracking jokes at an oppressed group of people, nothing. But this is just, it's part of comedy, and it's literally to lighten the mood to get people to laugh a little bit. So I don't know. That's where I stand with it all.
Just make sure your jokes are very funny, because the people that you could offend could be laughing. That's like literally all I'd say. Like, your job is not to offend people, it's to entertain people. At the end of the day, we're entertainers. So like, just work a little bit harder, write jokes that make people want to laugh and not cancel you. You should probably be fine. Right. And also, Dave Chappelle's like a legend. You know what I mean? So I just feel like he's probably setting a bad example for comedians that are not that crafty at doing that particular type of material. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you don't want to be like small potatoes going in there talking mad shit about you might get your ass beat in a nightclub.
I want to make sure that people understand that as well. Like, First Amendment is not without like consequences.
Absolutely.
You can say whatever you want, but there might be some consequences for the shit that you're gonna say.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Yeah, I fucking hate having comedy conversations, because like I could just talk about comedy the entire time, but we're here to talk about sucking dicks, all right?
We can, but hold on, before we do that, we're gonna shout out the American Stitch Lab for this amazing.
They get the dick shout out?
Hold on, they don't get the dick shout out yet. I mean, there's a bunch of dicks down there, but none that I've ever touched. But shout out to the American Stitch Lab, Joey, Zachariah. I appreciate you guys and the dope swag. If you guys can't see, it's very classy, fire. Sassy, and a little smart assy. And then I got the sweatpants on. You know what I mean? It's like it's a whole outfit. I got merch. Hit the DMs.
Merch game's pretty fire. Shout out to my nigga Zachariah.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
I always wanted to say that.
And then also, I have to mention Cream. So where's your bevy? Grab your bev.
I have a bev right here.
So shout out to the new Cream Coffee Shop located in downtown Norwich. They have a grand opening coming up this Sunday, October 31st, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. And my girl Jess and her family are opening this new coffee shop downtown Norwich, and I'm so excited about it. I actually got a sneak peek of it, and
has alcohol in it. Is that something that they're gonna be doing at the open?
No, but I mean, I'm sure we could throw a flask on the, you know what I'm saying, and it's fine. So this is it. So I did this. So I made this one today. So this was like my own little cream. Unsexed. It's like sex in your mouth. It's a creamy sex in your mouth. That's what we're gonna call it. This is creamy sex in your mouth. Yep.
Shout out to Cream and Unsex for this wonderful feeling I'm going through right now. Definitely gonna get pulled over by Norwich PD on the way out of this motherfucker. It feels like a setup. Shout out to Cream for my DUI.
Oh, that's terrible. And you got the little Ice Cube kind of haircut going on. I don't know if you can.
I got like a whole mullet going on. Honestly, yeah. I'm just back from Europe, folks.
You definitely look like the lost member at NWA. Like, I love it.
I appreciate that.
I'm here for it.
A lot of chicks out there was saying that. They were like, "Oh my God, you look like Eazy-E," and I'm like, "That's not a compliment. That's not."
You did it.
Walk up to a nigga and be like, "Yo, you look like you had AIDS in the '90s." Like that's what that's. So just say I look tired or some shit. Fuck. So I got a lot of that.
Can we talk about this real quick?
The mustache?
Yeah. What was the inspiration for that? It wasn't Hitler.
This dude back in the day, like the 1930s, I believe. His name is Charlie Chaplin.
Okay.
He was like literally the shit. He's like one of the leading, like if you work production, how we're working production, we're working on the fly. He's the father of that. Like
I know what Charlie. Yeah.
Okay, so he's the guy. One of my favorite movies growing up was The Kid. I thought like this guy is like the shit.
Yep.
And I actually read a book about Hitler. And it said that one of Hitler's like top aides, this dude Joseph Goebbels, I don't know if you guys know this guy, but he was basically telling Hitler that he should adopt the mustache because people would like him more. Hitler was not a politician. He was like, if you're gonna be talking to people, you should have this mustache. This is the most famous person in the world, and it worked. And Charlie Chaplin actually has a parody or a satire of like Hitler in the movie The Dictator. I don't know if you've ever seen this.
No.
But there's a speech at the end of that I don't know, it was riveting, and I was like, I want to be like this guy more than anything else in the world. I want to be like this dude Charlie Chaplin. So I don't know. I
thought you meant that you wanted to be like Hitler. I was like,
I mean, in the sense of like taking over things, yes. In the sense of like burning up Jewish people, not so much.
Okay, that's good to know. I can't stop staring at your top lip though. I think
that's what it's for. But to be honest, like I hate the Hitler shit because motherfuckers. When they're like, "Oh shit, I really love your mustache," I'm like, "But what's your fanny? This does not look like an old time."
You're calling it a flavor saver. That's it.
That's crazy.
It's right underneath your nose. It's just like this cute little patch between your upper lip and your nose, and it just does it capture essence?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
it'd be holding on to some stuff for me. Also, this is like almost the most mustache I could grow too. So I don't really be growing a lot of facial hair, unfortunately.
You saw that, like, what was it, last week when we went through like the whole red flag phase?
Yes.
I actually made a little red flag about, and it was like, like where you do like the uppercase, lowercase, and it says something like, my beard won't connect all the way. And I was red flag.
I get a little connection, but it just seems like scraggly. Like I'm like, this is not good.
You know what, you're working it. You've definitely got your own style, personality wise. Like you're not the follower type at all. And for as long as I've known, you've never been that. So I totally respect the NWA meets Charlie Chaplin. You know what I mean? I love it.
Crazy when you put it together.
I love it. No, we're here for it. Unsexed appreciates you. We do.
I like reaching over this. This is fun. This entire apparatus.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Apparatus. Okay. So you're putting me in the hot seat today?
Let's talk some sex stuff.
Okay.
I'm coming back from Europe, and my eyes have been wide open to a lot of shit that's going on over there.
Okay. Honestly. Let's talk about it.
Number one, open relationships. That's like a thing. Like girls date multiple dudes over there. Guys date multiple girls over there. A lot of chicks that I met have like multiple boyfriends in the same environment. I've never seen somebody.
Yeah, poly.
Yeah.
It's a poly relationship.
I've never seen anyone comfortable like that. Like, oh, my boyfriend's here and my other boyfriend's over there. I'm like, aren't you in danger, bitch? Like, what the fuck? What type of shit is this? But no, that's just like a thing. Would you ever be open to something like that? Either way, would you ever be down to be one of the girls, or would you ever have 2 guys, 3 guys?
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of sex, right?
That's like not even just the sex, but it's like I have to give you all of me, and then I have to give you some more of all of me, and then you too. Like at the end of the day, I'm an Aquarius, so my time when I'm like I'm not talking to anybody right now, like it's so serious. I haven't had sex in 2 months, and I'm like just very not sex, not with anybody else. I should say that like.
Which camera do I look at? What's the camera that like The Office? How do I get my Steve Carell on? This one? This bitch is lying.
No, I'm not lying. I said I haven't had sex with anybody else. Like I still have fun with my shit, but like
Fair.
I'm just in a zone right now where I'm just like, here's my bubble, leave me alone.
What makes it 2 months? Like how do you get to 2 months? Like what's the wherewithal or the discipline to not give in, respond to a text message or send a text message?
I don't want it.
You don't want it? You don't want what you have around, or you just don't want it at all?
Yeah. No, I don't want what I have around. Like so like mental stimulation is like huge for me. Like I think I went through that, like that chapter. I wrote it. It was cool. It was done. But now it's like, and it's also like a cuffing season kind of thing too. Like I wouldn't mind buying a gift for a motherfucker on Christmas. You know
I wouldn't mind buying a gift for a motherfucker on Christmas. Just the spirit that she's filled with is just so nice. I really love that. That's beautiful.
I mean, and getting a gift in return too. Like, hey, baby, you want to exchange gifts, motherfucker?
Maybe, motherfucker.
Let's motherfucker. You want some socks, baby?
I love it. Yeah, socks, obviously. So what would have to happen for the walls to come down? What would have to happen for you not to make 3 months? Who's showing up?
Intellectual stimulation, like bring it to my door, and like like have sex with my mind before you even touch me.
I guess so, but at the
like for me, it's all about intellect. Like I'm just like if I like, there's plenty of things that I see that are like,
does that make
that
the
looks
sex
juicy.
Better or less?
Yes.
I find that so I'm the same way. I like to be intellectually stimulated, but there's a certain point like when a girl uses a word that's too big, I'm like, oh, this sex is gonna be terrible.
You don't use big words during sex. Like you wouldn't.
No, I mean
be
just
like,
in general. Like if I'm just hanging out with you for a while and then I'm like trying to see if I want to have sex with you, it's like certain girls are just boring. You like, oh, this is like a librarian bitch. It's not.
She just silent. I don't like the silent types. I don't like the silent
about like
types.
Stupid. You say you like silent types?
I don't like the silent types.
I like
at all.
stupid girls. I think. Like I like girls that are not. I think they're better at sex.
Stupid girls are better at sex.
I don't know why. I just think that not like they're easier to trick into it or whatever, but they just
funner, looser.
Yeah, they're
carefree.
Less,
carefree. Yeah.
Less inhibitions. You know what I mean? They're just like fucking like, okay, I'll try this, mister.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
So like even with that being said, I don't know what the hell about that was like. Just kind of jarred my mind, but I think to show like conscious effort, like with a date, even just to like I hate being texted to death. I fucking hate being texted to death. Like to me, it's like, all right, you have interest in me and you want to see what's up, like. Let's go do something. I'm not saying drop 200 on dinner or, anything like that. Like, Mars, let's go for a hike on Saturday. Or hit me, you know what I mean? Just hit me up on some random shit. Like, hey, let's go do something. You know what I mean? And to me, like, I think that's so much more authentic in creating, like, a solid friendship that can turn into something. And I'm not talking about, like, I'm going to friend zone you for 3 to 6 months. Like, nah, like, if the spark's there, it's there. But, like, I had a dude who we dated earlier this year, and I was an asshole to him. Like I
purposely, like were you going on?
No, not even intentionally. But then I had some time to kind of reflect on my actions and was like, I didn't have to go about that the way that I did. I didn't have to. And it was actually like at the start of the show.
Were you hurt and going through some shit, or were he's just like wrong
place, wrong time? Damn. And I was definitely not with my communication. So I actually apologized to him. I told him, I was like, you know what, I'm really sorry for the way in which I acted. That was really bad.
You apologize to a dude?
I don't see anything's wrong with that.
Chicks do not apologize ever to dudes.
You know what?
We found one.
Girls don't apologize, but grown women know when to stand on that soapbox and apologize and own their shit.
Fair enough.
With changed behavior.
Wait, did he get some pussy?
No.
Oh, damn. I don't know if I would rather have the apology or the pussy, to be honest.
I mean, I sat on his lap and I gave him a kiss.
Not
But
worth it.
I didn't give it to him before that, so it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna apologize and throw it at
But
you.
yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm sorry for the way I was acting. Here's a little
cookies.
something.
In my no.
Okay, no.
In my cookies,
All right.
you know what I'm saying? You know, it got a little hot, but no, I'm not
Was this
just giving you the
before or
cookies.
after the 2 months? Yo, do you have someone waiting on the 2 months right now? There's some niggas in the, oh, damn. Yo, stay strong, brothers. I know which camera is for the brothers. Stay strong, man. We gonna crack her down. This is the podcast where we're gonna get her drunk and crack her down.
Oh,
let you guys know
man.
exactly what you're gonna need to do to fuck this wonderful unsexed host.
Oh my God.
She's literally unsexed.
Can you timestamp this so that we can just let people know shit gets real at 5 minutes and 32 seconds?
So we know already somebody's gotta be intellectual. You gotta take her on a hike. What else? What are
Not
some of
even
the
just
other
a hike.
requirements?
Like, let's go do something fun. Like,
Miniature golf, you guys.
no, I hate miniature golf.
Go-karts.
No, go-karts are fun. I
Let's
hate
paint and
golf.
sip. Let's hit the batting cages, all right? Let's
Yeah.
Take a kickback class together, something like that.
I'm all for that.
Something
Yes.
cute.
Yeah.
Keep it cute.
And I'm all for it. So there's a show that's on Netflix right now called I think it's Sex, Love, and Goop. I know.
What is the Goop?
It's Gwyneth
Wait, is that Gwyneth
Paltrow.
Paltrow shit?
But did you watch it?
Nah, I just know she be having like all types
fire,
of startups.
fucking fire. The whole like it is literally like I would compare it to Unsexed 5.0.
Okay.
Like it is so
need to
dope.
get some
So they
Goop in
bring
this
real
motherfucker.
fucking couples on who are like they have like real issues. Like there's this couple they met in college and like they were in love, had kids, like total dream. You know what I mean? And then the communication fails and therefore the intimacy fails. So they go to these experts. Like one lady is an expert in like communication and touch, like energy work. So like she has them sit and like they're sitting like this and then they put their arms like this and they have to like go back and forth with energy.
I feel a lot of energy right now. She really
But
hasn't had sex in 2 months. I feel the frustration just coming
Do you
over
feel
me.
it? Do you
The
feel
dark
it?
energy. This is crazy.
It's not dark
Okay, so
energy.
what
It's
are they
beautiful
doing?
love and light. So they do this, but they're like sitting in front of each other and they're like in silence and like she walks them through these different exercises. And that's just one couple. The other couple, she goes through this blueprint of sorts with them, which talks about like it's like, so like love languages, but it's about sex. So are you more kinky? Are you more romantic? Like, and she's got like these 5 different like levels of sexual intimacy that you explore. And so like, dude, when I tell you this chick, like she's my hero. Like I can't wait to look her up, read books that she's written. But she brings out all of these awesome like kinky toys. One of them is like a flogger, but it's like chains.
flogger?
It's a flogger with chains.
That
And
just sound illegal.
so initially, and mind you, this is a black couple. So, you know, old boy's looking at it, it's like, what the fuck is that for? And she's kind of looking at it like, yeah, what's that for? But it's so intimate because like they established like what the no-goes were. So like his no-goes were don't like no ass play at all whatsoever, like don't touch my butt, no nothing. So like they have to each take turns and they sit on this table and they bring up different sex toys. One of them looks like fucking Wolverine claws. And I mean, initially, of course, people are going to be intimidated by this because it's like, what the fuck is that for? Like, you're going to gut, are you going to gut your partner? No, but it's all about the touch, the sensuality of touch. So they have like one that has feathers and like she like walks them through like how to do that. And then they rate it on a scale of 1 to 5, how much they like it. Like how much of a turn on it is. So 1 being, I don't like this at all. 5 being, I really like this. Like I'm going to ejaculate in a moment. I'm going to come in a moment. And so but this is like the premise of the show. And you have different couples that they go through these different sessions with these professionals with. And it's classy, sassy, and a little smart assy, but it's so eye-opening as to like, that's the level of intimacy
What's something that you learned from that?
What did I take away from that? That in the right environment, people can be mind blown and open their minds to different things that they wouldn't typically be okay with.
I love that.
So I think that a lot of couples, for me, I hate vanilla sex. Like it's
Wait, break it down for me. What's vanilla sex? That sounds racist.
vanilla.
For the Republican team, let's just make sure that
Vanilla sex. So no, there's nothing racial about this at all. It's vanilla sex to me is your standard. You know, you might do it missionary, and then you might jump into some back shots, and then maybe from the side. But those are your 3 standard go-tos. You guys might exchange oral, but other than that, like there's no zhuzh, there's no spice, there's no excitement to this. Like it becomes very routine. When I say vanilla, it means very, very routine. There's nothing exciting about this. You look forward to having an orgasm, but you also know, like, okay, between you and your partner, you might be able to do this faster on your own. Very vanilla, very basic, very just regular.
I learned some words to use against my partner.
Oh awesome. Shit! Well, tell her to call me. I have like a whole drawer full of toys that
we're good on the. Please no with the. She's got enough toys.
I don't know if she's the one that needs to be spoken to about vanilla, because you don't sound like you're very open to things.
I'm very open to things. I just know, like, the toy budget comes out of, like, my joke money. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not telling these jokes so you get fucked with these motherfucking dildos and shit. Like, that's not part of our deal. I'm doing this for me. And
so then next time you get yourself a cock ring. You know what I mean?
I'm getting a cock ring.
You can get vibrating ones.
I don't even like the way that you said that to me casually like that. You know what I mean? I know this is your show.
Get yourself a
cock ring.
Go get yourself it's because it helps for you with sensitivity and blood flow.
Now let me ask you this.
And it stimulates
because
it vibrates. Yep.
Do I bring that to the table? Do I just drop hints that I need a cock ring? Do I shop for my own cock ring? Should she be getting me a cock ring? Does she propose?
So how about this?
I can't just walk into the situation blind.
So if I were you, I would tell her that you made an appointment with her on like a Saturday at 1:00 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Call VIP. That's a store that I like. They have incredible amounts of variety from toys to lingerie and all that.
Together,
so call the sex shop ahead of time and say, I'm sending my girlfriend, fiance, wife, whatever. I'm sending her here, and this is our budget. Boom, set a budget. Tell them that you do not want her to pay for anything, and to call you when she has completed her purchases. And just let her know.
Put an inch limit on that, or is that like me being controlling?
I would call the store, speak to an associate, and tell them like I'm sending my significant other here, and this is who she is, and she's been instructed to come and talk to you.
Over like 10 inches.
But send her to the shop with a budget and tell her, look, babe, I've allotted $200. Go have fun. Go learn some things and bring back something that you think that you and I would both enjoy. And what's really awesome. So I went to the one out in Orange, for example. That's Orange, Connecticut.
Just like further away for like discretion or?
No, I just so happened to be out there that day, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, let's just stop real quick. Went in, and what I love is that the associates there, they were so knowledgeable about the products, because a lot of them, like, not only obviously, like, a lot of them use these toys, but just knowledgeable and in the products that they sell, what they do, how they can enhance your sex life, and it's not tacky. And there are men that go in there that shop for their wives and girlfriends, and there are men that go in there just for self-pleasure as well, and they have questions, and the staff is very professional.
Guys, we can't just show up with
Yes,
shit.
you can.
Like, we can't just be
yes,
like,
you can.
This is a blow dial. She's going to be hanging out with us. This is a fleshlight. I'm going to be using this from time. Like, girls don't want to hear that shit. Like, it's sexy when a girl does it, but like a guy, that's kind of like weird, I feel like.
No, not at all. I don't think so. So I actually put up a post on the Unsex Facebook page, and it was a picture of,
which I don't know
it was
how
a dungeon.
Page is not taken down by now. Like, Mark Zuckerberg was
wow.
just
Wow.
It's a lot of sexy talk.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I be saying like light shit and I get kicked off Facebook.
Well, because
for like 3 days.
it's like, I think it's because it's like a private thing. Like it's something that's advertised specifically for this.
And you're probably vetting the people that are coming in. Like, this person doesn't look like a prude or a lame or something, right? I'm sure.
I can't say anything about prudes or lames coming in, and we're just. Yeah, so you can just go right into the sex store, and you know what I mean? That's totally up to you. If I were you, I would be very comfortable with it. They're used to men going in there and wanting to be sexual and exploratory. But about like the whole Facebook thing, there was a picture of like a dungeon. It was like a picture. It was like a bedroom corner, and it had essentially, it was like 4 restraints. And then there were like some floggers and whips and chains that were hanging on the wall. And the question was, you walk into your playmate's significant other's bedroom and you see this. What's your next move? The vast majority of women responded, go time. it's time to go. Some women were like, absolutely not. I'm headed out of here. Like, I'm gone. The vast majority of women said, game on. The vast majority of men said, abso-fucking-lutely, let's go. So I think that people are so interested, or a lot of people are very interested in different kinks and pleasures.
Yeah.
Because I think when people think kink, it's an automatic like, oh my God, they want to put a dildo in my ass and I'm not gay. And it's like, bro, that is so far from the truth. Kinky is literally like the level of eroticism in which you choose to engage in. And that's my definition of it, okay? Yeah. So my kink is pretty, I would think in for, you know, just for me and my experiences.
You big on anal? Is like this something that you partake in?
No.
Is that on the list?
No, like penile penetration's not my thing.
Oh.
But like I like butt plugs, anal beads. I'm huge on like anal beads and educating women about anal beads and the fun that you can have with it. But again, I say any anal play, you 100% like lube it up. Lube is your best friend, because anything else could be disastrous and lead to like significant pain, damage, and PTSD for real.
I think that's what a lot of people suffer from, is like if they were like fucking around when they were younger and they didn't really know what they were doing. Like a lot of chicks had something maybe going there that was not lubed for the tube. And like that,
you could cause like real anal like ripping and fissures, and that shit is no joke. That shit is it's no joke.
Have you been through something?
No, not me in particular, and thank God for that. But I mean, I've had other tears before, and that shit wasn't fun. But that was because I was baby boyed around the goddamn living room.
Let's not get into the wait. What does baby boyed around the goddamn living room mean?
You know, when
you had a faraway look in your eye when you said that as well too. So when you're grabbing that.
When I say like the baby boy, it's like you remember that when the mom and baby boy, and she had the Ving Rhames for her man, and the Melvin. Yeah, I got Melvin.
Shit.
Yeah, it was a great Melvin birthday gift that.
Whose birthday was it?
Mine.
Damn. Okay, I'll drink to that.
Mine. It was great. It was great. And I didn't even know that I was torn until like 3 days later, when I was like, this shouldn't still feel cut. And it was.
Holy shit.
It was cut. But it was great. I mean, I had to heal up.
I don't think I never torn nothing. You know what I mean? Like that kind of makes me feel like less of a man. I've never like injured a woman during sex. Like 3 days down the line, I got some goals in the gym. So like, do girls like that though? Do they like you know, some pain with the pleasure?
Some do. Nipple clamps are cool.
Nipple clamps, yo, you are a fucking freak. God damn.
Nipple clamps are cool. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Have you ever had your nipple like bitten? Not bitten, like hardcore.
I was dating a chick that was like really into like fuck with my nipple. I had to actually tell her like chill. You know what I'm saying?
See, I know there's a lot of guys who don't like that.
Not even I don't like it, but like I don't want to. I'm not against it, but I did not want it to be like something she was doing for me. I'm like, this is on you, right?
Right.
Like, you know, it was like,
this is your kink, not mine.
Yeah, I never told you to do this. So,
but like, that little bit of bite, or even like if somebody if you know, like kissing on your neck, and then they do like a little nibble kind of thing.
I'm a smaller dude, so I feel like chicks like they just be throwing me. Like I get bruised and shit. Like most of the sex I had is not consensual. I feel like.
Oh my God!
I get thrown around a lot.
Oh.
So I'm just dealing with that. And
was it consensual? Just rough consensual?
This is what I'm saying. Like I said,
I feel like you get mad likes on Pornhub.
I actually have a video on X videos. If anyone wants to go see it, I have an entire comedy set, me doing comedy naked for Adult Swim. It's at like 30,000 views right now. We're trying to get to 50. But yeah, I get bruised easily, and a lot of times I feel like I get flipped around or picked up. Like the sex is consensual, but like all the other shit. Like I've been choked during sex. I'm like, nigga, that's not like that's my job. Like what the fuck?
So you do not like so the nipples aren't your thing.
No.
And you're not really okay with being choked.
I mean, if we're
like
both,
if she's on top, like she can't like bend down and choke you.
Our choke on, yeah, but like you know,
she like pick you up and slam you.
Yeah, my girl's white, so this seems kind of racist. If you choke, you know what I mean? If you're just choking me and spitting on me, this don't feel right. It's like nigga, we about to.
So let me ask you: have you ever had chicks spit in your mouth?
Yeah. I'm okay with the spitting, to be honest. And shit.
I have a lot of people who are absolutely grossed out by it, and I was like, that shit is kind of hot.
I like having my tongue sucked, like having my tongue bit. I like, you know, getting hickeys and shit like that. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm light skinned, so hickeys are not a thing at all. Like you don't like my mama don't know whether like did you get some or did somebody beat your ass?
Yeah, see, that's my thing. I always look like I got my ass beat after sex. I don't know. Chicks are just
no hickeys. Okay, we don't need any evidence. You know what I'm saying? I don't want any of that. Nope. Nobody needs to know I got some.
A few hickeys every now and again. Like claim your territory. Like you know what I mean? Like even if I'm like sleeping with you and I have a girlfriend, like do what you want to do. Like she can't fight. I don't know which camera I'm supposed to look at when I say that. But yeah, you could put some hickeys on the guy. I'm cool with that.
She's gonna beat your ass.
My girlfriend's not gonna watch. Like, she's not gonna watch this.
She thought you, and you thought you got slammed before.
Not by that girlfriend.
Okay. Oh, it was a different chick. Okay. I understand.
But my girlfriend now, she is kind of like, she's more sexy than I am. Like, she wants to have sex more often than I want to have sex.
So we were talking about peaking earlier. Do you feel like you're like over that peak of like sexual desire like all the time?
Yeah. Oh, I've been over that for like super long time though. Cause like I started having sex when I was like 12 years old, something like that. So it's like, yeah, it wasn't.
Do you think that's like average for men?
Nah, because I would say it wasn't like something that I wanted to happen. You know what I mean? Like it was like an older chick that was like babysitting me. That was just like kind of just doing stuff with me from time to time. So like I had that going on, and then like by the time like it came time for me to just start having sex myself, it wasn't necessarily taboo. It was just like, oh, this is just something that you do. Like this goes here, this thing goes over here, and then you know, as you develop relationships with people, the sex becomes more fulfilling when you're in a relationship, and then when you're out of a relationship, you have like that scope now. You're like, oh yeah, sex is cool and fun, but also like it would be better if I loved this person and like we were intimate and like, you know, had a moment afterwards or beforehand and all that stuff.
Right.
So like just casual sex kind of pales in comparison to that.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of like took me out of like just sport fucking. And I started doing stand-up comedy. You know, you just
It's a sport fucking.
yeah, you just land in Cincinnati. You just got to do what you got to do.
But I think sport fucking is a real thing. Some people call it hoe phase. You know, I think, but
Well,
I
for
like.
dudes, we're not hoes necessarily. Like we don't get looked at as hoes.
Yes, you do.
I mean, not by people that fucking.
Yes, you do.
count
Especially if you
nothing.
come out in gray sweatpants. A black man in gray sweatpants, you're a slut.
Oh my God.
Slut.
Nah, she's right.
Slutty
She's
behavior.
right.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. I see niggas coming to the fucking gym. I'm like, you just came to take pictures. You're not working out, bro. You got the face pads. Go this way, man. And that happens a lot in the gym. I want to also bring this up, and it's not just the booze talking and shit, but yo, tape it down. If you're on the treadmill or some shit, man, tape, like no one wants to see your dicks in the gym.
So you be looking.
Nah, I be looking, but I'm a shorter guy. You know what I mean? It's like this nigga's doing pull-ups. Like that's not. I was just walking by. You know what I mean? This is on him, not
And
me.
it's hard. It's like it's hard to not be like.
Well, because chicks look at other girls. Like a chick would like be just looking
Oh,
at a girl's butt, and
absolutely.
she's like,
Yeah.
"This is okay. We're all doing this."
Yeah.
But if you accidentally look at a guy's dick, like if I catch you at the urinal, like doing some shit like this, nigga, it's a fist fight. It's fucking the most uncomfortable fist fight known to man's.
Has that ever happened to you before? Yeah, somebody
People
like,
looked
look at your
at
dick?
my junk. Well, like I said, I did an entire comedy show butt naked, so like I really don't care.
You really did it?
Yeah, it's on X videos right now. Again, you can just look that up.
Xvideos.com.
If you type in Dame FK and X videos, I just pop up. But
You really did
telling jokes. That's the clip that I used to actually get booked. Like when the booker's like, "Hey, do you have a link that we could just?" I just send them that.
That's fucking amazing. That's
Own it, bro.
amazing.
You gotta be confident in all your shit. I feel like so.
I think that's great. I
It is
100%.
great, but then it's like your boys be like, "Yo, what's the link again?" Because I want to like watch your stand up and support and shit. I'm like, nigga, please don't go to X videos and watch.
I don't want to. You don't want to know about your friends looking at you naked.
They believe in comments like, "That's my nigga right there. I love him. That's my boy."
Balls
like,
hanging
that
low
fucks
and all
me
that. Yeah, I can
My
see how
balls
that
not
could be a little
hanging low. It was
uncomfortable.
cold in there. I just
How
want to
old
say
are
if anyone's gonna watch that shit. I'm old enough. All right, I'm old enough to party. We just leave that. Leave it. I'm old enough.
It's fine. I you know what okay. I'm not gonna say nothing. NWA Charlie Chapman. You're old enough to have a Charlie Chapman.
That too. I'm old enough to know about Charlie Chaplin as well as NWA
Yeah. Okay. I respect it.
and the Mein Kampf Manifesto.
So let me ask, when you were in Europe, did you notice like a lot of nudity?
Yeah, there's no bras in the entire country. Like nobody's wearing a bra. The Queen's swinging. It's crazy over there. And then like I said, like the PDA is nuts because people are kissing on the street. Paris, obviously, people are kissing like on
Everywhere.
the train. Like yeah, everywhere you go, they're like mauling each other, and you see a lot of boobs. There's
I love it.
They don't have aggressive marketing how we have, so there's no billboards with like sexy women on them. It's not third. So like the most beautiful woman that you're gonna see that day is on the street. Like she's just out there somewhere, and then like she's just at like a McDonald's or some shit. So
That's awesome.
It doesn't really make any sense. Like there's the people there are just fucking.
The sex
beautiful
culture
shit.
is different.
Yeah, I mean these people invented glory holes. They're like light years ahead of what me and you got going on. Do chicks get to glory? Is there a chick version of that?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Like a drive-through window or something?
No, I think the closest that you'd ever get, that I would know of, would be like swingers parties, to be anything near a glory anything.
That's pretty wild. I never thought about that because you can't like necessarily put your stuff into.
No, I mean you could like put it up to a hole or something, or you know what I mean. Like maybe have like a, I don't know how that would work for women.
Yeah, no.
Maybe you just like have to have like the board there, and then like you know like put your ass up. To
I love
like,
that you're
laying in a
working
bed or
through the
something.
dynamics of this. That's fucking amazing. You got an engineer's mind.
I very much so. So I'm just like, how would that work? I mean, but I'm not really game for that because you don't know what you're putting your dick in, and for me, it automatically stems to crime. Like it automatically goes straight to crime. I'm like,
why would there be crime on the other side of the glory?
Because sex trafficking is real. Sex trafficking is real, and God. I'm like, nope, no, let's not do that. Nope, leave it to men.
That's hilarious.
Leave it to men. Men, you guys do glory holes, and you guys figure out what's on the other end of that. I think glory holes is
just gay. That's just like you, as a guy, you're like,
yeah. Because what if you're not putting it in a vagina? Like, what if you're actually putting your dick in a butt?
A butt or a mouth? You know what I mean? There's a guy
or a
on
mouth.
The other side.
Yeah. What
like,
if it's a man's mouth and you're like not like homosexual?
You see them in the men's room, and you don't see dudes. You know, I mean, you see chicks coming in and out of the men's room. So I would assume that there's a guy on the other side of that. That man, that glory hole. I would just assume. I
just wouldn't even play with them. Like if you are at all like a homophobic man, glory holes is probably not the way for you to go because you'll never know what was really on the other end.
I feel like most homophobic people are actually gay though. Like that's also my theory. I have a theory behind that. Like anyone that's like super uncomfortable with gay people, it's like, what's the fear here? What are you scared of? What are the odds that this guy's gonna actually either get with you or turn you into a
something that you're
person?
not? Yeah, I totally agree.
Are you homosexual?
I think that a lot of closet people who are afraid of homosexuality, I think that is a big thing. I think the people that go the hardest for the homophobia are indeed.
It's got nothing to do with us, where people put their dicks or their butts. You know
really
what I mean?
You gotta kind of just
let people do whatever it is.
Lick my ass, you know what I mean? That's. You know.
I'm absolutely not gonna lick your ass. Do you ever lick asses? Is that because I've met a lot of chicks that are feminists and for the equal agenda. Then you're not eating asses. You're not out there on the front lines. Do you?
I have.
You have eaten some asses?
Asses. Have I done it before? I'm into kink though. Like I think that shit is awesome. And if you have a man who's vulnerable, I had a man who was vulnerable and very sexual and very in tune with like my body.
For a chick, you just eat a grown-up's ass? Like, just
no, I mean no. So first of all, like your hygiene has to be impeccable.
As is mine.
Like impeccable. You know what I mean? You're
not
doing this with like the hairiest guys. Like that's no. Like you need to be, your hygiene needs to be impeccable.
Wouldn't that be a little weird though if you went down and a guy had like his ass like shaved or bleached and like isn't that a little bit too expectant?
Some men nope.
Okay,
nope.
So this is added to the list. You have to be smart. You have to be able to Melvin her around, and you have to shave your asshole. Like just be ready for that. If you're trying to get this 2 months to come down. So what else have you done sexually? What do you regret sexually? What do you look back like, I shouldn't have ate this nigga's ass? Like who's that? Who's that for you?
I don't. So okay, so I had this one. It was a one night stand in my 20s.
Awesome. And
I worked with him at a bar. And we were just drinking one night after shift, counting money, and then everybody was like kind of standing around joking, and we just decided to kind of hook up. And so we went back to his house afterwards, and his apartment was, I think grotesque is probably the nicest way for me to put it. Yeah. Like you have multiple cats and you can smell like all of them and shit's just thrown everywhere. And I was just like, I can't.
I'm not a cat person.
I'm not a cat person, but even if you are a cat person, like I'm cool with that. But like, keep your crib in check. Like that shit is disgusting.
Yeah, I can't know that you're a cat person.
Yeah, no, and nobody wants to smell your 5 cats and all their piss and shit when they walk in your door. And it's like if I can smell ammonia outside, that's a no-go for me.
How's cat person dick? How's that?
It didn't get very far. I was like, I can't breathe in here. This is really fucking gross.
I respect that.
I mean, yeah, we tried it. It was one of those things where it's like you're drunk, you're horny, and you're like, all right, well, I'm gonna try this, and then it was like, this is just not working. Like the environment, there's just nothing about that. Like I'm completely turned off right now.
Have you ever been back to his house after that?
No.
It's probably so much cleaner.
No,
I'm not even trying.
Nah, there's no second chance with that one.
A
I mean, it was
walkout-
it was years and years and years ago anyway. So I mean,
A walkout gets a guy's life together. Like a good walk. I feel like every chick should do that at least once to some guy. Like you should.
I mean,
like,
to be completely honest, I don't think we really gave a shit about each other like all
Fair.
that much, and so I think that's mine. Make sure
yeah,
it's not
that's
my
been
mother.
blowing up. You're a very popular person on the couch right now.
Whatever.
Is that
Whatever.
any of the booty calls?
No, that's not a booty call. That's actually somebody who's been trying for quite some time now. But for me, like I said, like I'm very much so like action driven. So like you can call me. This dude in particular who's calling right now, I haven't seen him in like 2 months, and it's
Holy
like
shit.
you're not. And I've never had sex with him, nothing like that. We went on a couple dates. He's very, very sweet, very, very kind and endearing and attentive, in a sense of like a friendship. But you know, like he'll call and you know very specifically, it's like, oh, how's my baby doing? And I'm just like, your baby? Maybe you shouldn't call me that. Maybe you shouldn't.
Now is
call
that
me
like too possessive? Is that too
not even, but it's like,
presumptuous?
but it's like to stick that kind of cutesy badootsy label on me. Like you need to be doing more. You need to be doing more.
Yeah,
you know
gotta
what I
take
mean?
care of
And
your
so
baby, yes,
so
I
at
feel
the
you
end of the
now.
day, it's like, okay, well, work is only going to be an excuse for but so long. And then there were also like other red flags I saw that I'm just like, you're no longer
What's a big
priority.
red flag for you? Minus my shit not connecting.
So like with this individual in particular, it was not speaking after 9 o'clock ever.
Is that like a free minutes thing or what is that about?
I don't know, but I feel like for me, if there's a certain period of time that I'm not talking to you afterwards, my attention is elsewhere.
That makes sense.
My attention is elsewhere,
That
and
makes
yet
sense.
usually spells like another woman. So I'm just like, that's kind of.
That's what I'm thinking, but I
Dodged a
don't
bullet.
want to throw this guy on the bus. So I'm like, after 9 o'clock, that's like usually when I stop answering certain phone calls for certain chicks.
Well, why do you stop answering the phone?
I almost never answer my phone at all. Period. Like it's worthless to call me or to text me or anything.
Well, thanks
like
for
that.
answering for me today. I appreciate
Well,
that.
you know what's crazy? I actually had your number too stored in there. So that was like a whole argument inside my house. I'm like, no, I didn't know it was in there. Like this is an old phone. But yeah, it was just like it was stored
Well,
in there.
I hope she sees this and she knows that it's innocent.
She's
and
absolutely
you
not
don't
gonna
get
see
killed.
this. Spitefully, she's gonna make sure she avoids this. But you know what?
Really?
Oh, which camera? No, I'm just joking around. I
Okay.
love my girlfriend. She's amazing. She's
No,
very
I was
supportive.
gonna say, man, she was super sweet.
Has a nice butt. So
Yeah, she was cute. She was definitely cute.
try to keep the campaign going.
So, do you have like hot fire questions that you need to fire at me?
I do,
Hot
but
seat
also I'm
questions?
feeling like I'm kind of like just digging the conversation already, the vibe already. I don't necessarily know if I want to get slapped.
You won't get
sitting there.
slapped. I'll
All
say
right.
pass. I got
Pass?
3 chances to say pass, and then if I mean, we can like, I'm not taking shots.
I can't take shots because I live like 14 exits away from here. So I
Well,
would just
actually,
make
I
it
gotta. I'm like, so I know where you stay. I watched you guys go into your crib one day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I was at the light. And
Oh,
I watched
shit.
you guys walk in, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Because you told me like the vicinity when I met her that day. You guys told me the vicinity, so I don't live far from you guys at all. I actually kind of moved into that area
What?
not too long ago.
That's so fucking crazy. What the
Yeah,
hell?
I had my grandfather passed away.
I'm so sorry
and
to hear that.
Thank you, but I just chose not to leave my grandmother's side.
That's amazing. That's actually why I moved back to Connecticut from LA. Because my grandmother was, taking L.
She's my grandmother's. She's 84, 86,
God
something
bless
like that. Yeah, and it's extremely sharp.
God bless
Extremely
her.
sharp. She doesn't forget anything, and she's very, very sharp, mind and tongue. So she doesn't play. She don't play. But it was just like the best choice. So I completely understand what you're saying. That's why we're not going to take shots if you wanted to do a
Fair.
firing round.
Fair,
but I
fair.
have a considerable amount of tea left.
I'm almost done, man.
Okay, so
I'm not
if
even-
I say
I'm not
if
even-
I say pass, I gotta what is
I'm not
this?
even drink it like that. All right, so let me just think of some questions that we can fire off at you.
All right,
Are you scary?
not at all.
Okay, well, I know you haven't had sex in 2 months, so
Yep.
some of these might be some sexy questions. You have to go
You
back.
go right. That's what we're
in the
here for.
past. How many people have you had sex with in one day? What's the most you've had sex with
One.
in one day? One?
One.
Never a two?
Nope.
Not one time?
Never.
Not one of those things where it's
Never.
like, oh, I had sex with this guy at like 12 a.m.,
Never.
so this doesn't count?
Never.
Not one time.
Never.
I don't know if I believe her on that. You guys comment along
I
in the
d- I won't-
comments.
I won't
Comment
lie on my
along in
shit.
the- if any of you guys slid in this and you're like, this feels a little preheated, comment in the comments, please, for me. Let me know
Nope.
what was going on.
Nope. Never.
What's better, drunk sex or high sex?
Drunk sex.
Why?
Because you're sloppy and your gag reflex is definitely
The gag reflex.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
learned
God.
that early. Learned that early in the game. My shit's like damn near like I don't really have one. at this stage in my life. So, you know, gulp, swallow.
2 months.
Yep.
All right, this is on you guys. 2 fucking months. All right. What are your experiences with women? Do you feel like you're efficient in making a woman orgasm?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What the fuck? Hold on. Time out. There's not a guy that's gonna sit here and say absolutely. Now, is that just because you can do you, or have you had like you put your money where your mouth is? You've seen this shit happen before.
I've put my I don't want to say my money where my mouth is because I've never paid for it before, but
Understandably so.
The leg shakes were real.
The leg shakes were real. Okay, well,
Yeah.
she's been.
You ever make a chick look like she's having a seizure?
I mean,
I have.
I got.
Next question.
I got the squirt videos.
Next question.
On that. Fair enough, though. Fair
Yep.
enough. You're very formidable. I gotta tell you that. This motherfuckers has got their fucking work cut out for them.
I've definitely had conversations with men before where I'm like, yo, I could probably educate you on how to eat pussy better than you do it yourself now. And I don't like say that to be crass at all. I'm just like, not for nothing, but I have one.
Yeah.
And I had a girlfriend when I was 21, and I've always like looked at women. They're beautiful, they're eccentric, but I'm also very picky about my women.
Fair enough. And about men too, I would assume.
I'm pickier with women than I am with men.
Oh, hell no. The fuck? So how long has it been since you've had sex with a woman? And do you see yourself
This
having
summer.
sex with a... Oh, shit. Do you see yourself having sex with a woman before you have sex with a guy? Like, if the right girl comes along?
Did happen.
Oh, shit. That's fucking fire as hell.
Yep.
That's pretty fire. What about pornography? Do you ever make any sex tapes? You got some sex tapes floating around out there?
I got some shit in my phone. That's about it. They're stored to cloud files that'll
No
never
one
be
else
broken
has
into.
any?
No, it's like seven different passwords and pass keys that you have to get
Oh,
through.
shit.
It's like heavy, and you.
So what gets somebody stored in the phone? Like, how good does it actually have to be?
Oh, it's so the flirtation was like any of the videos that I have, flirtation was on like 1,000. Chemistry was fucking amazing. Great times. Like I was able to like go out and I could like laugh. We could have some drinks and
awesome.
maybe like shoot like, you know, like the basketball games, stuff like that, like arcade games, shit like that. Act like a kid, have a couple drinks, and then just have like incredibly like mind-blowing fucking sex. And then after the first time, I'm like, oh, next time around, like we're pulling out the tripod.
Pulling out the god damn the tripod.
Pulling out the
I would
tripod.
be very like intimidated by like if I'm going to fuck a chick and she pulls out anything more than like a Galaxy Note, like if she had like a production setup like this, I do not believe like I could possibly perform.
Nah, pull out the tripod, bro.
In
Let's
those
go.
senses,
Let's make a
that's
video.
scary.
It's
very
not.
intimidating.
And it's not like I share it with the world. Like I'm not uploading it anywhere. Like I can't do that. Like one day I may want to run for like city council or mayor or something. I
I
can't.
could totally see you doing that. Could 1,000% doing that because you got me here on the purple couch getting tipsy as shit, and I'm just ready to spill my entire soul to you. And I'm trying my hardest not to. Have you ever pegged a guy? Have you ever held somebody down and finished them off?
No.
Not one time?
No, not a man, no.
How much would it take for you to be bukkakied?
There's multiple men coming on my face. Never happened.
I'm saying, how much would it take?
Money?
Well, I was thinking about how many guys, but we can talk about money. $1,000.
Not
Cash.
enough.
Wait.
Not enough.
Wait, how many, well, let's say it's only 5 guys.
There's only one man who's ever been able to come on my face.
There's only one dude that's ever came on your face before? You were very beautiful, so I could feel that.
So
And your
for
skin's
me,
immaculate.
I was gonna save it for marriage, but it was like a twin flame kind of soul. No, like legit, like that was gonna be one thing. I was like, well, virginity, that's out the window.
That's not moral.
You know what I mean? Like I definitely perform fellatio, you know, to you know, I'll toot my own fucking horn. I'm fucking amazing at oral sex. So for me, it was like, okay, I've done just about everything else in the book. What's something that I can say for marriage? And I was like, I don't want anybody to come on my face because I want to be like, when I get married, like I want to be like your little cum slave. Like I want to be.
That's what every guy wants.
Yeah, so I let it happen
slave.
once with this guy who was like, it was like twin flame like soul energy that like and it was so dope. Like it's the best sex I've ever had.
That's how you wanna
and I
finish
just
that.
like before we ended things, I was like, I'm gonna let you do this, and he was like. Like he lit up because like we were such good friends. Like he knew like that was something I was saving, and I was just like, I'm gonna give it up.
What about coming in the mouth? Is that marriage? Is that the friendship stage?
No, I mean
whatever?
to me, I think it's polite.
Okay, I think that's
If you like it, but that's to me, but no, but like to me, no, because to me it's like when you like to come on my face is like it's like, you're my dirty little slut. And I'm just like, I can't be that for everybody.
That's true.
Like, that's not for
That's
everybody. But swallowing also isn't either. To me, that's something that, like, it's like, that's like committed relationship shit. Like, I'm not just,
girls do.
I'm not just doing it. I mean, but at the same time, I'm just like, you can't, like, nobody could look at me and be like, oh, that's so gross. Like, you swallow. And I'm like, have you ever had oral sex performed on you? Because he's swallowing all of your shit, all of your juices, all the time, and then you're fucking kissing him right afterwards. And if you don't kiss him afterwards, you're lame.
There's not a lot of kissing after. And also,
you don't kiss a girl after you eat her out?
After you eat her out, I'm not coming in your mouth and then kissing you after. That's just not gonna happen.
I mean, not with the cum in her mouth. It's called snow blowing. It's actually pretty perverse. Like, it's not my thing. It's not my thing, but it is a snow blowing. Snow blowing.
I'm not trying to kink shame nobody, but like, you should not. I don't care what girls do with the cum afterwards. Just don't bring it up to me, please. Like, just,
I mean, that's not your thing. I don't kink shame, but that's just not my thing. Like, I'm not for that. But to me, it's like swallowing. Like, if you're committed to a man and like you're going down, you're doing like, you know, that little, I'm gonna show you what the fuck I'm about today, and I'm about to like rock your fucking world. You know, for me, that's where like my alpha energy comes in, and I'm just like shibadoo-wop, 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 swallow, and then, you know, when you get up and you look him in his eyes and you're just like, you're welcome.
Okay, I don't like chicks to look at me while I'm getting head, because like I'm gonna be like praying and my eyes gonna be rolling back, all type of shit. It's like, you don't want to see me at my weakest form. Like, that's not cool. And then also, yeah, I don't care what girls do. Like swallow it, spit it out. Just like, don't like talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, girls sometimes I'm like, oh, it tasted like this, tasted like that. And it's like, I never ever want to know. Like,
but you might want to change your diet. Like, semen, you can actually tell. Like, if a man eats like shit, his semen's gonna taste like shit. Well, a man who's generally healthier, works out, you know, eats his fruits and vegetables, like it takes on like a sweeter form. But the same thing with females. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what girls are always talking about. Like, oh, I got to eat some pineapples. It's a real thing. And it tastes
a real
sweeter.
thing?
Yeah, it tastes sweet. It actually does. You do your body excretions. They can actually take on like a sweetish kind of sugary. Yeah. Eat some pineapples next time. Yeah, next time you want your girl to give you some head, eat some pineapples earlier in the day. Wake up in the morning, you're like, yo, I would love to get like a mind-blowing. She's getting those
smoothies worth of whatever I got going on.
Yeah, have yourself a smoothie. It's gonna be great. Yeah.
Every morning, I go down on a smoothie. That's what's up, man. That's fucking amazing. What about like DP? Have you ever been with two people? You said just one guy a day. You've never
two men.
Two men?
Never two men.
A woman and a
I've been
man.
with two women, and I've been with a woman and a man, but I'm really funny about woman and man. Like, I generally don't like to be penetrated. It's like,
what is with you and penetration? I mean, I'm
you
right with
fuck
you.
your chick,
I don't like to get
and
penetrated
I'll sleep
either.
with your chick, and we don't have to do that. Like, I don't want you to touch. I don't know. I'm funny like that. Like, I've actually been in situations before where like I had a couple, and I'm just like, I don't want to have sex with you, bro, but I'll definitely have sex with your girlfriend.
I hate those type of chicks.
I know, most men do.
It's like, what the fuck does
most
she have?
Men do, but it's like, I'm just not attracted to you, but she's bad. Yeah, she's bad. But I've never gone to the extreme of being like, yo, watch me take your bitch. I get that a lot too. I don't do that. A lot of chicks that hit me up and say that shit. They're like, oh, dude, I'm gonna take your girlfriend, blah blah blah. I'm just like, just take her. I don't make sure you pay her half the rent. I really don't care at this point. Just do whatever you want. Do whatever the fuck you want. Everyone always thinks they can like do what it is that you do, and it's like, I would really rather just not do it. Like, you don't even. If you can compete, then obviously I don't compare.
Just please.
Yeah.
By all means. Mm-hmm. But yes, it's usually girls that have like that type of attitude. That's crazy. You said you can absolutely make a girl come. It's like, I've never heard a guy have that type of confidence ever, and not be bullshitting. You know what I mean?
No, I 100% like made God strike me down. I absolutely can
get the job done.
Yes.
I got an employee, man. You do like birthday parties?
You know what? So it's a funny thing. I was actually thinking about doing parties, like instructional parties, like either with women or with men even. But I think if I did one where I employed men, I would probably have to have security and, you know, make sure that everyone there is vetted for, because I think when you have conversations like this, people can be really, really creepy and have like ulterior motives.
I've done one.
You know
before.
what I mean?
I've done one before. A friend of mine, she does like sex toy parties,
mm-hmm.
and they have stand up there, and it's all girls. Like there's no dudes in there at all. Period. So like I've been just told like.
So you think that like I should like have like a dick sucking class for girls, like how to perform like proper like oral sex?
That'd be amazing. I think that, I mean, especially in the area that we live, like if you go into the hygienic, they're G for that type of shit. Like
it's art. It's art.
I don't know if it's art, but fucking
it's art. I mean, art, sport, whatever you want to do. You know.
You said art or sport?
Art, sport,
it's craft. Arts and crafts.
Crafts. So I appreciate you coming on today, and this is definitely not our last go round by any means.
I had a great conversation with you today. Yo, you know, I'm not gonna talk about it now, but I think that you should pop into the radio station down there, like in our area. They have like a really dope setup, especially on Wednesdays. I think that you'd be amazing for that.
Who does the shows on Wednesdays?
Again, like we'll talk.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna put someone else's show in your show. This is like probably one of the dopest things I've done in a long time.
I appreciate that, babe.
Very drunk. Trying to hide. It's like very hard. I'm trying to hide my boner every time.
Oh my god.
All this, but yeah, I had a great time, and thank you so much for having me.
Tell the people, where can they find you?
You guys can find me obviously now on X videos. If you want to go look at that video, just type in DameFK when you go there.
IG.
I respond to my IG is like not open for people to talk with it.
Okay.
I try to keep that shit to myself because I'm not an Instagram comedian. I don't know. I'm a bit of a recluse, to be perfectly honest with you. I like to just go and just do my shows and then just go home.
But people are gonna be able to see you. So special announcement. We're gonna have a party on New Year's Eve. We now know the date. The venue is to be determined, but we're going to be taking a bit of a break. So for those of you who don't know, I have to take a little bit of a quick medical leave. So next week and the next couple weeks, we will not have any shows. However, I will be very, very live and in tune on Facebook and Instagram. So please follow me there. That's the Unsexed on Facebook and unsexed_the show on Instagram. There is a New Year's Eve party that's coming up, and I'm really, really looking forward to that. Dame is going to be there performing his stand-up comedy, and if you don't know, now you know, and it only gets better with his stand-up. And then I also have Rashim from Norwich, who's also coming to perform that night. So we're gonna, it's gonna be a great time, and this is an event that's gonna be building, so I look forward to seeing all of you guys there. If you didn't have plans, now you do. So please look out for that. And I just wanted to really thank every single one of you who have tuned in. We've been going, what is this, like 3-4 months strong now? 4 months strong. So June, July, August, September, October. So yeah, we're almost 5 months strong now with Unsexed. So we're taking a quick break, but we will be back after the holidays. If you guys want some merch, I know I've been getting crazy compliments on the merch. So if you want the merch, please hit me in the DMs. We will get your orders in. I've got hoodies. I've got the t-shirt hoodies, sweatpants, socks. I mean, really anything you want, we can make it, we can create it. Another special shout out to American Stitch Lab, Joey Zachariah, thank you guys so much. Jess over at Cream, I look forward to seeing you this Sunday. Forward content, you guys are amazing. Connor, Unitza, Chris, Tucker, anybody else on the squad that I'm missing, from the bottom of my heart, just want to say thank you guys so much. Tastefully Inappropriate for giving me that one opportunity to shine and talk about dicks and sex toys on your show. You know that essentially. I've had an absolute blast this season, so I hope that you guys have a safe and an awesome holiday, and I look forward to seeing you guys and hearing from you in the interim. I love you guys so much, and remember to keep it classy, sassy, and a little smart-assy. I'll see you guys soon.
Hey, what's up? It's DameFK. You're checking into unsex.com. Pretty soon you guys are gonna see the live version of this fucking madhouse of a woman right here. She's gonna have a party. She's been kind enough to invite me to perform stand-up comedy. So you guys, please show up. It's New Year's Eve. Bring in the New Year's the right way. Get some laughs, get some ass, and get some cash. Appreciate you guys. See you soon.